Good evening and welcome. This is my 2001 Nissan Pathfinder LE, fully loaded with the VCR, yes VCR, 7-inch LCD display up in the back there. I don't know if you can see it. And it has a wonderful Bose sound system that unfortunately doesn't seem to be compatible with any type of iPod scenario. So what we have here is I have a Dice dock, which I'll explain in just a moment, and I have the Griffin Airport, which is currently connected to a retractable cord. See, that's where it plugs in. Retractable cord that goes to my cassette adapter. I have a CD changer in the back, but again, long story short, it's difficult to find any iPod integration for this particular unit. Sounds beautiful, but doesn't play nice with others. So, turn the car on. There we go. Here's my iPhone 3G in my white slider case. And we just put it into the dock. And it's on. Stupid error message. And that's it. So now I can reach down here with my hand on my shifter and I can just hit play. System of a Down. Let's go to the next track. Korn. Tool, which you probably can't hear at the moment. There you go. And pause. So there you got it. This system works great, and very soon I should have this integrated so that I won't have this mess coming out of the front of my stereo. I do have, let me turn this off so I'm not blowing out the screen here. I do have a unit. It's by a company called Axxess, AXXESS. They make an iPod integration unit that will replace my CD changer that's in the back of the car. However, the iPod integration portion of that does not work with my phone. Plus the fact that it is the old charging method, so the cable doesn't work at all. So, to make a long story short, we're just going to make an aux in to pass into what would be the CD, which would be controlled by this button right here. It says tape CD on it. And I'd be able to run my iPhone. iPhone being here is actually an excellent position because besides doing the normal music thing, I also can see if I get my calls in. I use a Bluetooth headset, no driving without it, and I also like to use the maps. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but there's a Michael's Arts and Crafts Center. I was in there trying to find material to actually make this dock. So, anyway. Now you're asking yourself, well, what happens if you're playing and you shut the car off? Music stops, playing stops, charging stops. The display will go out as normal, so it'll go right to sleep as normal. And you won't have to worry about your battery running down. That seems to be a problem with a couple different models, but the Griffin units actually recognize. Plus the fact that if I turn the car back on and hit play again, picks right back up where I left off, unless I change what I was listening to with outside the car. So there you go. Now I know you're asking yourself, oh, there's my beautiful wife. You're asking yourself, well, what did you do with the Dice dock? Because the Dice dock officially will not, and I repeat, will not even fit an iPhone 3G by itself. It will, however, fit a naked iPhone version 1. But I don't have one of those anymore because mine died. Anyway, so this is what we did. When you get the dock, it comes with a nice little, let me see if I can't see what I'm pointing at, but hopefully giving you a good shot. It comes with a ball swivel, which I have mounted to a plate that goes into the seam next to my vent piece, which yesterday while trying to get this installed, if you see the crack right there, I broke the whole thing off, this whole entire corner right here. So be very careful when you're installing things in your car. But anyway, This comes with a bunch of holders. It comes one with the mini, the 4 gig, 3 gig, or 4G, 3G is what it says on the back of them. This, however, is the iPod video holder, which just happens to be deep enough, in fact, maybe a little shallow, for the iPhone 3G in a slider case. So if you notice, the center there has been sanded a little bit to allow the case to slide in correctly, and eventually I'm going to put a piece of felt over there. The screws are my doing. This normally does not get screwed in, but because what I had to do was separate the piece on both sides by about 1/4 of an inch to accommodate the size of my phone. Now the centerpiece, I'm going to put this light down, sorry, it's a little difficult to see now. The centerpiece comes right out. Hey, and there's an adjustment screw. Let's put some light on that real quick. Yes, I have papers all over my seat. So there's a center screw, and this piece used to be just one big old piece. If you look at some of my review information over on Everything iCafe, I believe I have a picture that shows every single one of them. But I took it, I cut them off, sanded it down just a little bit. You can see the little scoop there, and that's all that is. If it wasn't for the fact that the iPhone wouldn't to land on the dock correctly, has to be a certain distance from the backing, so you need something there anyway. But I wanted something to hold onto the phone, so when I take my phone and drop it in, it goes right on it. And believe it or not, even though the car is off, this usually comes up, there it is, and it says this accessory blah blah blah. No big deal. There's Brent again. Love my wife. So, you know, I had to make some accommodations. But the other thing I had to do that is very important to point out is once I made the case wide enough to hold onto the phone, I actually had to scoop. If you look down next to the dock connector there, I had to scoop out on either side, because if you look at the bottom of the iPhone straight down, you'll notice, you can see where the dock connector is right below the button, and you'll notice that the phone case juts out a little further on either side. So that is why I had to scoop on either side of the connector. Not a big deal. I took a Dremel and a little sanding wheel. But now, what I've been bitching about from day one is that I'd like to be able to get in my car, drop my charger on, start up, hey, look, I'm ready to go, hit the button, put it in gear, and I'm out the door. So there you go. This is my little setup, my dice dock, my Griffin autopilot, soon to have the last little wire here buried inside. And this is my beautiful car, and I'm not going to show you any more of it because currently it's filled with all sorts of crap.